Hi there, welcome back to the Nook. I'm Sarah from Great Days by Sarah, and if you're a mom out there and you haven't checked out our Facebook group, it's called Time Out for Moms. I do Monday meditations, very short, less than 4 minutes, and Fast Fit Fridays for a 10 to 15-minute workout so you can get a good sweat in before the weekend. It's filled with healthy recipes, tips to take time for yourself without compromising being an awesome mom. But for today, we're going to do a feel-good yoga flow. Find your space, you just need about this much of it, and let's get started. Come to the top of your space. Toes can touch, or feet can be hip distance apart, especially if this is the first thing you're doing today. We'll inhale our arms up, tall and strong, and hands come down to heart center. If it feels good to you, close your eyes just for a moment. Be here in this space. Be present with your practice. And have a good sense of humor. If it doesn't work, that's fine. Wait till the next posture, and then we move on. I'll show you modifications as we go. The goal is to feel great. Blink open your eyes. We'll do one more inhale together. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Remember, the goal of this is to feel great. Inhale, halfway up. Hands can be on your shins or your thighs for a little assistance. They can be behind you for a little bit more of a challenge. Activate those triceps or reach them far in front, activating even more core. Wherever you are, stay and breathe. Spine is long. Tummy is pulled in tight. And then fold it forward. Every time we do a halfway lift, I'll encourage you to choose one of those things, whatever feels good to you today. Inhale, halfway lift, just for a beat. Exhale, plant your hands. We're gonna step back to hands and knees. And find our cat-cow. Untuck your toes. Gaze goes towards the sky. Tailbone goes up. Pressing through all 10 fingers. And then round everything out. Tuck your tailbone under. Maybe even squeeze your knees towards each other. Chin to your chest. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Find yourself into a neutral spine. Reach your right hand forward, left leg back. Square your hips towards the floor, and then we'll lift and lower. Just beginning to activate your spine. Remind your core to stay tight. Last one up, we'll hold and bring it out to the side. So challenge that balance. Strong flex through your foot, palms facing the floor. Bring it back center and release. Other side, left fingertips reach out. Right foot stays back. Foot on the floor to start, just to square your hips. Then we lift and lower. This next one we hold high and then bring it out to the side. Back to center and then back down. Let's press it back for our first downward facing dog. Upside down letter V with your body. Feet can be touching. I like to start with my feet about hip distance apart. Pressing through all 10 fingers, my hips go high. Tailbone towards the sky. And then find whatever movement feels good to you today. I always start with pedaling my feet. Then I love shifting my feet to the side, pressing back even more through my hips. And then switching it over, other side. Then find yourself back to center and stay still. Drop your head heavy, maybe even gaze back between your feet to your knees or even to your belly button. On your next inhale, slide forward to plank. We'll hold here. All of our flows or our chaturangas are totally optional as usual today. If you're feeling it, come all the way down to your mat. Let's start with a baby cobra. Release it down and then press it back through downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, maybe you chaturanga. Maybe this time you cobra, or you move on to an upward facing dog. And then exhale, flip those toes, downward facing dog. One more, your choice, or stay in down dog. Move with your breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tiptoe those toes up to the top of your space. Inhale, find your halfway lift, your choice. Shins, activate your triceps, or arms out in front. We fold. Reverse that swan dive all the way up. Hands come back through heart center. We pause. Refocus yourself if you need to, and we breathe. Inhale up, exhale fold. Inhale halfway up, exhale fold. Plant your hands, step back plank, and take it through your chaturanga or your cobra. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step it through and drop your back knee. Maybe wiggle your right foot out to the side a little bit. Untuck your back toe and then slowly walk your way up. Finding this low lunge. If you feel comfortable, arms come high. Pulling our right hip back, our left hip forward. Maybe even your gaze goes up. Bring your arms back, down and around, and we'll sit it back into half splits. Once again, right hip back, left hip forward, right foot is towards the sky. Driving the sternum, that bone in the center of your chest, towards your knee. And then on your next inhale, bend forward, bring it back up. Arms come back, down and around. Half split one more time. Then step your right foot back. Come back to downward facing dog as gracefully as you can. And we'll inhale our left leg high. Step it through. Maybe wiggle it out a little bit more to the left. Drop your back knee. And then slowly come up. Hands can stay on your leg, or if you're comfortable, straight towards the sky. And then gaze goes up. Pulling your left hip back, right hip's going forward. Feeling a great stretch through this right leg. Arms reach back, down and around, big chest opening. Then send your hips back, half split. Pulling this left hip back, right hip forward, sternum towards your knee. Rebend your front leg. Relift your arms. One more time, open your chest, reach it back, send your hips back, half split. Maybe you can reach a little further. Then listen for the change. We're gonna come up on our right leg. extending that same leg forward, but now it's out to the side. We're gonna sit our hips back and reach forward. I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit. So sending your hips back so you feel a good stretch through your inner thigh, or sending it all the way back to this like child's pose, but one leg's out. Come back up tall onto your knee. Arms come out to the side. We reach up and over our straight leg, peeking up underneath your arm. Then we're gonna reverse it. Hand comes down to the mat, modified side plank, peeking up underneath that top arm. Make sure you're breathing. The deeper the breath, the more you'll feel that stretch through your side body. One more each way. Slowly up over the top. And into that modified side plank. Listen for the change. This time we're going to come up. Without your hands, step your foot in. Step the other one out. We go towards the straight leg. So you're just on the other side. Modify the side plank. Nice and easy, switching the arms. Peek up underneath. Feel a huge stretch through the side body. Coming up and back around. Back up to center. Knees come together once again. This time, hands come down. Sit it back, child's pose. Sitting your hips towards your heels, reaching your hands straight out and resting your head on or towards the mat. And if it doesn't get there, stack your fists. Plant your hands, come back up to hands and knees, step one foot wide and then the other, and find yourself into a forward fold. Straight legs. If anything, toes turn in slightly. You just don't want them turned out, so turn them in slightly. Then when you're ready, fully fold forward. Maybe hands come behind your neck, lightly. Maybe hands come out to your ankles. Or you need the support, keep them right in front. And shift your weight into the balls of your feet, because it was probably in your heels. Bend through your right leg. Turn your right foot out. Left foot goes towards the ceiling. We'll find Skandasana. Hands can come to prayer or keep them right on the floor. If this is not possible for you, stay up high. It's just a side lunge. You can get the same stretch through your inner thigh. Wherever you are, breathe. Switch it over, other side, bend through that left leg. Are you down all the way for Skandasana? Hands on the floor or hands at your heart. Right foot is towards the ceiling. If that's not working for you today, you're in a side lunge, still stretching here. And we'll all meet in that forward fold. Turn your toes in. If you want a little extra chest opening, interlace your fingers behind your back and come on up. Fists go over your head. For a shoulder opener, completely optional. You can always leave your hands right on the floor. And then once again, shift your weight into the balls of your feet. Activate those inner thighs that you just stretched. Release if you interlaced. Inhale, halfway lift. For the challenge, move your hands to your hips and stand up straight and strong. Heel toe your toes to feet in slightly. We're gonna go find a horse pose. We're gonna be here. We're gonna hold, and we're gonna add the core. So hands come lightly behind your ears, stay low, and then lean. Left and right and left. Maybe your elbow touches your leg, maybe it doesn't. More importantly, keep your chest open. Breathe, sink lower. We're not here long, and we're not returning, I promise. Last one each way. Stand it up tall. Grab a sip of water, and we'll meet on the mat. Come on down all the way to your back. I'm gonna do a reclined figure four. You're gonna cross your right leg over your left. And I'll encourage you, just stay here. A lot of times we rush into it and we're like this, we're grabbing our leg, we're straightening our leg. Pause, just sit like this. Then I want you to focus on pressing your right leg away from your body. Maybe you feel that immediately. And if you do, maybe it's good to stay here. Open up through your hip in a different way. Keep your right foot flexed and press that knee away. If you don't feel anything, or you need a little bit more, then interlace your hands underneath, still relaxing your head, and pull your left leg towards you. But see already, my knee comes in. I want my knee to be away from me. So I'm not gonna pull it in as much as I usually do. I'm gonna feel it a little bit differently today in this stretch. Of course, you have the option to straighten that left leg. If you want another hamstring opener. It is a feel-good flow today, so do what feels best for you. Then we're gonna take a modified twist from this position. So if your foot's on the floor, lift it up. Then we're gonna drop our leg over to the side, look over to the right, and find the twist. But notice my leg is still up. My knee is still pointing towards the sky. You should feel this more through the outside of your hip and through your lower spine than you usually do through your upper and mid spine. Once again, press your leg away from you if you want a little bit more. And then bring it up through center and switch it over other side. Remember where we started. Cross your left leg over and pause. Flex through your left foot and press your left leg away. This side for me is not as stiff as the other one. It feels fine to be here. I'm gonna not lift my head, my whole back stays on the mat, and then I lift up my right leg, pulling it towards me, but still thinking about pressing this left leg away. Option to extend that right leg for your hamstring stretch, or leave it alone for today. And now let's add the twist. Drive your left foot towards the mat. Left knee is still high, and then we look over your left shoulder to find the twist. Pressing that knee away. Feeling that twist in a much different space. And that's our goal. Bring it back up through center. Hug your knees in. Head stays on the mat. Then, if you'd like to, take one more big inhale. Squeeze everything together. Maybe knees even touch your forehead or come close. And then let it all go for a quick Shavasana to seal our practice for today. Palms face the sky. Feet relax, maybe they turn out. Rock your head side to side until you find a spot that feels comfortable. And then just be for a moment. Before your mind starts to race with everything that comes next, take a big inhale. Arms come up overhead for a big morning-like stretch, and then roll over onto one side. If you can keep your eyes closed, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Find a long spine, and we'll do one last inhale together. Arms come down, around, and up. Palms meet at the top. Come through heart center. Then our thumbs come to that space between your eyebrows, that site of intuition. And the light in me bows and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in that feel-good flow today. Hopefully your entire body feels better than when you started. Go have a great day.